Peace. What's happening, good people? This gift here for Pay Us No Mind. And today we are talking about programmable music and also announcing the Pay Us No Mind Music Club, which we'll get more into later. We are just doing audio today, because you mustn't look at me. I'm hideous. Hideous! Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. I'm all right. Looking better than ever. This reminds me like, y'all, because we all went to school, right? Y'all remember those teacher jokes? I had a teacher, I think his name was Mr. Richmond. He used to always ask Mr. Richmond, he used to always ask us to say, ask me why I can't wait for tomorrow. Then you would be like, why you can't wait for tomorrow, Mr. Richmond? And he'd be like, because I get better looking every day. You know what I'm saying? Cheesy ass teacher jokes, dad jokes. Word up, yo. But yeah, man, today we're going to get into all of this stuff with programmable art and just technology and music and the direction that technology is taking music, and whether it's something that excites anybody, anything that anybody would want to try, or anything to that extent. So, we know there's been technological advances with the way people carry music and the amount of music people can get and the way they get their music. But there hasn't really been like a lot of, advances in the way people consume music from like the actual music itself, right? So it's like, you've had from vinyl to cassettes to CDs to iTunes, like iTunes downloads to Spotify and things of that nature. But in the sense of the actual music, hasn't really been a lot of changes there. So it's like this whole concept of programmable art, programmable music, originated, or really, far as I know, on a platform called async.art, async.art. And this platform allowed artists, visual artists initially, to make art that could change based on things like the time of day that somebody was looking at it, or the season. So if it was fall, the picture might have brown leaves. If it was in the winter, the photo, like the leaves on the trees in the photo might be bare, like it might not have any leaves. And when it's summer, the leaves could be bright green. So it allowed visual artists to do that type of stuff, to make art that would change depending on if it was winter, fall, summer, all of these different types of things. And now they've opened that up to artists. And we're going to check out async.art in a little while, but they've opened that up to musicians and allowed musicians to, and this is something that I feel like is I don't know how recording artists can flip it. I know how recording artists can flip it, but it's something that I feel like is mostly gonna be something that I could see a lot of producers freaking. I could see a lot of producers freaking something like this. So basically, what it allows somebody to do is to like take one song, and you know how when you record a song, your song got multiple tracks, like you got your vocals on one track, you got your ad-libs on another track, you got the drums on one track. If the producer gave you the beat tracked out, you got the drums on one track, you got the bass on on another track, you got if like a guitar riff or something like that on another track, you got all of these different things on all of these different tracks. What programmable art allows musicians to do is to have like multiple versions of like the drum track, like where you could have one version where there's 808 drums, another version where there's softer drums, another version where the drums are loud, another version where the drums are low. All of these different types of things, right? Like with your ad libs, you can have a version where you're saying yeah. You can have a version where you're saying yeah, right? You can have a version where like all of these different things can be different. And when people mint or buy one, it would swap the layers. It would swap the tracks and create like a unique song. So it would pick a particular version of the drums and a particular version of the ad libs and combine those attributes together to make an original version of the song for that listener, where everybody that buys the song would get a unique version of the song. Like everybody wouldn't have the same version of the song. It's almost like multiple remixes, but almost like it, yeah, effectively that's what it is, like multiple mixes of the song, but not mixes that you have to manually create, mixes that are automatically generated when people click a button, effectively. So it's like artificially intelligence created remixes for songs. Now let's dive into the async platform, because I want to take a look at it and kind of like explore it a bit. So let's do it, man. Let's take a look at async. So this is one joint by, friend to the room, Connie Digital. He has a release dropping on async called Digital CD Volume 1. And his Digital CD Volume 1, right? Yeah, I guess we could play a little bit of this, right? Let me make sure I'm set up. And if I'm going to play it, probably got to mute my mic and stuff. But let me just make sure we good. So I'm going to do that. All right, let me mute my mic. And we could give a snippet of it and take a snippet of a lot of these different songs. Right? We could take a snippet of it and do a snippet of a lot of these different songs, man. Check them out, right? So let me do this because I ain't got no headphones. So, all right, I'm waiting for new headphones to come, but yeah.
The more persistence to go the distance to make a difference. That's a deep fake, you gotta learn the difference. Yeah. Expand your interest, you could die for your ignorance, yeah. It's a different world, but I don't see Whitley here. I break hearts, touch minds like the Neuralink. Fuck your opinion.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, man. Going over what Connie is offering, right? We're going to check this out and see. So the price for the NFTs is 0.1 ETH. And, the value of Ethereum fluctuates. So I'm not sure how much that actually is at this point in time. I mean, yeah, if we think about it, I'm trying to say, okay, well, 1 ETH is $1,098 right now. So that's what? Let me see. Yeah, so it's $168 for one song, or for one version of this song, right? $168 for like a mix, let's say. Now, it says maximum editions, so there's like 100 different mixes that can be purchased of this song. 100 different mixes available of this song. Mint price is 0.15, we know, ETH. Legendary editions, legendary editions would basically be like you creating some type of unique and rare mix, or basically like you could make it so most of the songs have the same kick drum, but one particular mix has like a certain effect on the kick drum. And whoever gets that particular mix has like a rare mix. Unique combination, unique combo count. This is the count of how many unique mixes got generated from the combinations that they have. So with Connie, what he did was he made a bunch of different CD covers. So it's like, let's see what he got here. He's saying you got 5 tracks. So it's 5 different songs. So people who download or who buy one of these can get a random song from a collection of 5 when they buy one of these. Not a particular, not like they can't choose the song. When they buy, they'll get a random song out of the 5. It'll be 5 discs or 5 disc types. So you see you got blue, gold, green. They'll get like a random disc color. So it'll be a random song, random disc color, disc condition. So some of them are in good condition, some of them are scratched up, things of that nature. So any one of these can be any color, any song, and any disc condition. So he didn't do it where he made the tracks different, where it's like, you know, different vocal track or different drum track or something like that. He made the unique attributes, the visual. So it's like it's the CDs and it's just different songs all together, like not different mixes of the same song, but different songs. And when people buy, they just get a random song, as opposed to selling something like an album where everybody gets the same 10 songs. This would be like you make an album, like basically you take 10 songs from an album and people buy it and they get a random song, which creates this thing where if people go into the secondary market and they hear one of the songs that they like, then the person that has it, they got to buy that from that person if they're willing to sell, and then that person can sell it to them for more money. So it almost gives the person who owns it an asset as well that they could sell to make money too. So everybody can kind of benefit from the demand for the project. Now, Connie's not the only one doing this. There's other projects here too. And what's good about a platform like Async is that a lot of times these platforms leave artists on a string, right? Like they don't provide any kind of support for artists in the sense of a springboard. Like if you go and you put up a song on iTunes or on SoundCloud or Bandcamp or something like that, people got to find you. Like people have to go there and look for you. And if nobody is going there and looking for you, then you don't get any sales. And that's kind of like the big challenge that artists face. A lot of artists use digital distributors and they say, well, do they help you market? Do they help you promote? And it's like, yo, no. So it's like you can get your music in these stores, but there's nothing to bring people to it. Now, these platforms might become the same as time goes on because, you know, you can only do this but so much. But for now, because it's not so crowded, there's not a lot of people on them, it's more easy to get attention. So here you got featured projects that they have, like these are people that they partner with, but here you got everything, you know, where it's just like, oh, here's the latest joints that got put up, right? And you can just see everything. And people, being that they're just collectors and there isn't so much competition here, they might just be perusing this to see what's available. I know I check it out and just sort through it and see what's there. And you got status, genre, visual artwork, you know, because something like this is just so different that you're not even going to have a lot of people that even attempt it. But it's interesting, you know. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I find it interesting, right? I mean, if you look at this particular song right here, this person, it says a public sale is live. Anyone can mint, right? 0.05 ETH. This is cheaper than what Connie is selling his for. And right now, you know, she has 333 editions available. And there's been 63 minted. So 63 people or 63 basically copies have been bought by 50 people. 50 people bought 63 copies, so some people bought more than one. And you see they got max editions, 333. Now, unique combo count, 121 million different combinations. So there's a lot of different variations of this particular NFT. So you got mix number 62, mix number 61, all these different mixes. Let's check them out. Let's see what these mixes sound like.
Keep tracing circles in my mind. Groove stuck so deep, I'm stuck inside. Am I fading? 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 Keep tracing circles in my mind. Groove stuck so deep, I'm stuck inside. Am I breaking? 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 Big sticky thoughts inside my head. I can't.
Yeah, y'all see how there's different versions of the song? Like you got mix 62, you got mix 61, and they all start different. Like 62 starts different from 61, and 60 starts different from the other one. So it's like, I mean, this is different versions of the song. Now, I don't know how difficult it might be for, this is why I was like producers, because with recording artists, you gotta have like that joint tracked out, you know, and then I mean creating different versions of it. A lot of recording artists don't know how to change stuff in the mix. You get the beat from the producer the way it already is, you know, and you can't really change anything. So if you collaborating with a producer, you might be able to do something like this, and y'all just create different mixes and play it like that. But if you aren't collaborating with a producer and you just got the beat the way it is, two-tracked or whatever have you, then I'm not sure you can pull off something like this. But you can pull off something like more so what Connie is doing, where you have, you know, different not CD covers, but different artwork and different songs all together. You know, different artwork, different songs all together. You know, here she's doing different mixes, different artwork with the mixes. So yeah, she's giving people some variations, right? So it's like visually you got to be able to pull something together, as well as from the audio standpoint. Now you got this project, Janus Public, right? 0.1 ETH. There's been already 190 sold to 125 people. 74,000 different versions of the song, right? You see Janus, all these different ones. I wonder if this guy is playing off of Utopia, because for anybody that's ever saw that show, that series Utopia, it was two versions of it. One was on, like in America, I think it was Amazon Prime, I'm not sure. Could have been Hulu, I don't remember. But yeah, you had an American version of it with like John Cusack, and you had like a British version of it. You know, the British version had more seasons, and yeah, it's wild. For anybody that hasn't seen it, I think you definitely should check it out, man, because it's a wild show. Word, yo, but let's check them out, man. Yeah, so I don't know, like what y'all think about this, right? Because it's like, listen, reality of the situation is this. Music is something that everybody tends to collectively enjoy. Like when we hear a song, we get excited about it. If we think it's amazing, an amazing song, and what we do, we share it with everybody else, and then they say, "Oh man, they agree," and we go to a party and we dance to it together, and so it's such a like a shared experience. Music is. So I don't know about the idea of people having this individualized music experience where it's just like, this is just for you and only you. I mean, I guess people could still share it the same way they share anything else, but I mean, I don't know. When you got all of these different mixes, then it's just like everybody's not hearing the same thing. So if somebody says, "Hey man, have you heard this new song by GIF?" And then somebody goes and hears this mix that this other guy got, and that's not as good of a mix as the one that you got that you're telling them to go check out, then it's like, oh, well, damn, that song wasn't. And it's like a mix can really change the complexity of a song, man. You change a few things around and it's a completely different song. So it's like if you got a whole, and this is why people pick a mix and put that out as opposed to putting out multiple mixes. I'm pretty sure when people be in the studio recording songs and stuff, there's a bunch of different versions that they make, and then they settle in on what they feel like is the best one, and they put that out. So it's like you could have multiple joints that you feel like are good and put those out, right? Collectively, that's what something like this would allow you to facilitate. But at the same time, if you don't have a bunch of mixes that you feel good about, then it's like, I don't even know if you want them out. Especially with the way that a lot of artists be feeling about their art, where it's like, artists be really, I don't want people seeing my unfinished work, right? I don't want nobody picking my work apart before I am ready for them to see it. When I feel like I got something good enough to present to the world, that's the thing that I want to put out, and I want it to be presented in the way that I want to present it, as opposed to just like giving like the ingredients to everybody and just letting or giving the ingredients to an artificial intelligence program and letting that make its own soup, and everybody that buys gets their own unique version of the soup, right? Like, I'm interested in y'all thoughts and what y'all think about it. Now this whole thing with async, any artist can apply for this, like they got, let me see, how do you apply, right? Do they have it? Log in. Yeah, man, but you could come here and any artist, yeah, it's right here. Duh, it's right there, right? Apply as an artist, right? And the same, because this is to apply as a visual artist. So you click on that. Yep, apply as a musician. So you could click this to apply as a musician here to be able to like upload your blueprints and stuff like that. If you if you don't want to take the time to apply or whatever have you, I already have access to this platform. So anybody that wants to attempt it and wants like a little assistance in the process, like you just don't know what the hell you're doing in this space, definitely reach out to me, man, and I'll help you out, man, to put it up for you and everything like that, man, and we could go over what details you might need to do, like your art and your audio files and all of that different type of stuff. But yeah, man, moving on. I wanted to talk about this program I created. And I've been speaking about it now and then. But yeah, I just decided to put it up. And what this is this is the Pay Us No Mind Music Club, right? And the Pay Us No Mind Music Club is pretty much, it's a artist development and launchpad program that I'm putting together. And really, it's more than that, man. It's just a community of like-minded people from the standpoint of music and possibly beyond. Because there's a lot of education that's going to go on here from the standpoint of a lot of the stuff that I give on the platform on YouTube already, information about tools and platforms and tutorials and courses and things of that nature, but as well as things like educating people on NFTs, educating people on crypto, educating people on all of that stuff, and not from the standpoint of like what a lot of people do, where it's just all of this BS about, making it seem as if things are way rosier than they are, but just from the standpoint of from a financial aspect, right? Like how you can use these things to generate revenue for yourself, to build something that like to basically create equity and build equity within things, because that's effectively what they're used for. So this program itself is in a way creating something that is more equitable for you guys, right? Everybody that watches, everybody that supports the channel, because usually when people have a product or service, people support that product or service. You go out, you buy stuff, you listen to music, you share, you tell friends to check it out, and then those people gain popularity, and based on that popularity, they can go out and get sponsorships and, build themselves up even more, get investment capital to do more things and grow their business. And then that person or that entity grows and makes a whole bunch of money, and all you got out of it is to be like, hey man, I knew him way back when, I was one of his initial supporters, but you don't have an equity stake in their growth, in their success. All you can do is just be like, hey man, I supported him, good to see him doing well. So it's like what NFTs do is they make things more equitable, because you effectively have something like a share or a stock in that entity. So everybody that is a member gets one of these collectibles. And because they have one of these collectibles, now they're effectively invested in the success of the program. Because every artist that is in that program that we're working with, that we're advising, that we're helping to identify which platforms to use and which tools to use, that we are helping to create NFTs and launching their NFTs and providing support in that capacity. Every artist that we help, when those artists become successful, that increases the value of the program, which increases the value of the collectibles. And everybody that holds those collectibles has the ability to sell their collectibles. That's the whole point of doing it as an NFT. So everybody that holds one, when the program develops and artists take off from it, you are in the program, you get what you need to get out of it, everything is done, right? You benefited from it in whatever way you're ready to move on. You can sell it to another artist that want to participate in the program, because there's only a limit of 1,000 of them. There will never be any more than that 1,000. So whoever has one, anybody that wants one will have to buy it from the person that owns it, and these collectibles grant artists free access to pretty much everything that I have available, from marketing campaigns to advertising management to free consultations, all of the books on the platforms, courses, all of those things are free. Now, when it comes to consultations, obviously I can't consult 1,000 people at one time, so that is limited. It's like about, I made it, it's about 24 consultations available every month. 24, so that's like about like one a day for like a 5-week period or a 5-day period, So it's like 24 available. Everybody gets to book about 2 consultations a month. They have 2 available, and it's on a first come, first served basis. So whoever books gets the slots. Whoever books first, rather, gets the slots. Same thing with advertising campaigns. It's about 4 per month available. Whoever books first gets it, and I'll help them with setting up Facebook campaigns or SoundCloud advertising campaigns or Spotify or whatever have you to develop it and, help them get their music out there. They still got to provide the budget for the actual ad, but I'll help do all the other stuff. In addition to Smartlinks and things of that nature, right? Whatever is needed to bring it to life. And with the NFT projects, I will help with that too. We could get, if somebody wants to do a generative product, we can project, right? We can work and develop that. Now, I was talking to y'all too about the Pay Us No Mind coin and how, you know, every video is going to have a reward of Pay Us No Mind coins that people can get. And after collecting a certain amount, you'll be able to get these for free, right? Like if you earn enough Pay Us No Mind coins through watching the videos, through maybe we'll do bounties like sharing tweets or something like that, you know, and then you can just come here and click to connect your wallet, right? Click to connect your wallet. Let me see. And then once that's done, right, so you connect your MetaMask wallet. So this is like the process. Yeah, so I signed in too many times. It's me. But once you sign in with your wallet, then you'll be able to just buy one of these for free. And the same way it works with this is the same way it'll work with all products on the platform. So if you wanted to book a consultation or something like that, you would come here and you would click this and you would sign in with your wallet, and that will wipe away the fee and it would be free. So you sign in with your wallet and the fees are wiped away. Everything on the website would be free to you. Now, as far as getting yourself a wallet, the easiest way, because I had a process of going through MetaMask and adding, you know, Polygon to your MetaMask and all this other stuff, but I'm sending you the NFT. So you don't really need to go through that much of a process. All you got to do is download this Rainbow wallet to your phone. You download the Rainbow wallet to your phone, and when you get the email that provides you with like your discount codes and stuff like that, all you got to do is reply to that email with your wallet address, and you'll see your wallet address in your Rainbow account. You send me that wallet address, and then I send you the NFT, and then you have it in your wallet, and then you can just, you know, navigate to the website through Rainbow Wallet and get whatever you need to get with no cost. So yeah, man, let me see what you guys are talking about, man. You know, if y'all got any questions, opinions on some of this crypto technology stuff, man, because this really is fascinating technology, man. And there's a lot of different things being done with it, a lot of fun things being done with it. And I mean, it ain't as easy as just doing digital distribution where you just take a song and put it up on iTunes or whatever have you. But to some, listen, I think really, man, this is needed because it's like music has gotten really stale. It's gotten really stale, and there's so much music out, man. Like everybody is doing music. So it's like, it's come to a point where it's like, how does an artist stand out, you know? And not everybody want to be basically playing themselves on social media where you're saying anything and doing anything. Like, I mean, I think like, and some of y'all might have seen this, man. I think long distance travelers say where the link for Rainbow Wallet. All right, let me post that. It's an app. Rainbow Wallet is an app. So you can go to the App Store. You can go to the App Store and search for Rainbow Wallet, and it'll come up, and you can just download it to your phone. But yeah, man, I mean, you got a lot of these things going on in the music industry right now where it's like, I think the biggest thing that people use to kind of like bring attention to themselves is sexuality, right? Like it's always like so-and-so reveals their sexuality. So-and-so discusses their sexuality. And it's like, sometimes it makes sense because there's some people that people are curious about, like, I don't know about that Stan Smith or whoever, right? But sometimes people, nobody's asking. Nobody's even curious about somebody. And then you see a report where they go on some podcast or give some interview, and it's like, by the way, I'm a guy into guys. Just thought you should know. And then it's like, next thing you know, it's all of this stuff about you got to support them because of their sexuality and all, homophobia. And a lot of times, man, I look at that and I feel like that's a bit of a marketing, what you call it, like a publicity stunt, if you will. Like, I don't even know if a lot of these people are even that way or if they're just making it up just to sell records, because it has become like an effective marketing tool to a great extent, man. Not that, yeah, man. It's like for some people, man, that's what it's become, And we have a lot of people who just really don't care, man. They'll say anything, do anything, and it's like everybody's not in that wheelhouse where they want to play those games, where they want to reveal certain things about themselves, or they want to be on social media with a whole bunch of guns or something like that, man. They just want to make music. And I think NFTs and a lot of this technology surrounding this stuff puts artists in a position where they can just make music, right? You just make a song, you put it up, and if people like your song and they want to support you because they support your music and they see it has a future, then they could buy it and y'all can grow together, right? Because now they're invested in you when they buy your music. The more your music grows, the more popular you become, the more valuable that NFT is. Now, there is other aspects to it, right? Like you need to have something that connects your rise to the value to that NFT. So it's like a lot of times when people sell music as NFTs, there is nothing that connects the two. The NFT is just a serial number. And you look at it and you say, okay, well, what does this serial number represent? For some people, they connect that serial number to a share of royalties. Other people connect that serial number to intellectual property. And they say, hey, you could license this song. Other people might do like a glorified VIP package, and this is where having conversations with artists come in play, because you can talk to an artist and say, okay, well, what do you got going on? What would people value from you, and how you could connect your NFT to whatever it is you got going on where people will feel like they're getting value. So it's definitely interesting technology, man. But yeah, let me see who in the house, man. Shout people out. And if nothing else, maybe talk about some other things. Right? So we got Long Distance Traveler in the building. We got Orion. What's good, man? It's been a long time since I seen you in here, man. Been a minute, bro. Good to see you, too. We got Jerry NRG. What's up, my guy? Word, man. But yeah, B, I mean, listen. Music has changed a lot, man. I mean, I was at the supermarket earlier today or the other day, man, and it was like songs playing and people walking around singing these songs, and I never even heard of them, because music is just so, like, I think the experience is so fragmented. Like, everybody that's older, right, in the chat and watching and stuff like that, y'all know there was like just the limit of radio stations that we used to listen to. You had WBLS, you had Z100, you had Hot 97, right? These were like the radio stations that we came up with. You had MTV, you had The Box, you had BET, and some public access shows in between there. Bobby Simmons, right? New Flavor Videos, stuff like that. And we watched these shows, and we all got the same music. You watch MTV, you getting the same music everybody else watching MTV getting. You watch BET, you getting the same music everybody else watching BET getting. You listen to Hot 97, same songs everybody else listening to Hot 97 hearing. So you heard a song, you thought that song was hot, you went outside, you talked to your friends, yo man, you heard this new joint? Everybody like, yeah man, I heard that, And even if they didn't like it, they had an opinion on it because they heard it too. So it was easy to kind of like build relationships with songs and momentum and word of mouth, because everybody was hearing the same thing and, experiencing the same thing. And when you went to a party and somebody put that song on, everybody knew that song, right? Everybody knew that song. Now, with music, you have these fragmented experiences. And I'm deviating from, the topic, and now we're just drifting into podcast life. But everybody now has like these individualized experiences where somebody could just have music that they themselves came across and nobody else has no idea even exists. You know, like this is a song that they like and only they know of. And this also, I feel like, is what discourages people from sharing music, you know, among other things. But this is something that I feel like really contributes to that problem, where artists be like, well, damn, you know, their music can't spread word of mouth because people are reluctant to share it. And people are reluctant to share it because they don't know whether somebody else would be into it or not. When a song is on the radio, it's like, okay, well, everybody's hearing this. And if it's by it just being on the radio, there's an expectation that it's acceptable to a group of people, right? Like if people wasn't feeling the song, it wouldn't be on the radio. So people know, okay, well, this song is safe to share because look, it's on the radio or it's on TV. But when we come across songs privately on the internet, it's that feeling of, I don't know if people really like this. This song hasn't been validated by anybody, right? I don't hear a lot of other people talking about it. So I'm going to be reserved. I don't want to put this out and then have people be like, yo, that's whack. And then they think my opinion in music is whack. Or even, you know, this music reveals something about me that I'm not sure everybody else would be cool with. So it's like if a song blows up, like you got Akinelli, he's singing, put it in your mouth, right? And people might be reluctant to share that song if everybody else hasn't co-signed it and said that it's okay to share that song, right? Because they share it and people was like, oh my God, you sharing a song called Put It in Your Mouth? What are you up to? Oh, Miss Parker, what have you been doing? You know, but if they see a whole bunch of people sharing it and talking about it and stuff like that, and they share it and people are like, oh, Miss Parker, then they can say, hey, you're being a prude, right? Like, hey, you're trying to be restrictive. Like, get with the times, man. This is what's going on now, right? Because there's safety in numbers. So yeah, this person feels some type of way, but you could turn to the mob and say everybody else is okay with it. And when people are coming across songs by themselves, there is no mob. There's just them and the fact that they like it. So that, I feel like, you know, contributes to a reluctance in sharing songs because it's like, hey, I don't know how other people will feel about it, you know, and it's hard to overcome that, which makes it difficult for a lot of independent artists to kind of like grow organically because of that reluctance to share, because the growth is very much dependent on the people who support your music talking. You know, like that's like back in the days when I was doing music and we would like have CDs and stuff like that. I say, and I can tell you right now, I got way more out of giving my CDs away for free than I got from selling them. You know, like you sell your CD, you made a little bit of money, but the music didn't circulate. You might have somebody who, if they heard the song and loved it, they would tell everybody. They might be a DJ or something like that, but they're not willing to pay for something that is unknown. So it's like you give it to them, they got no skin in the game. I ain't pay for this. All right, it's whatever. All I got to do is give it a listen. Okay, bet. You know? So it's like I remember I went to a party that this DJ called DJ Rich Medina put on. It was like a OK Player, the website, that blog platform. They had put together a party and they had like their forum, and you could like RSVP in their forum for this little private party with DJ Rich Medina. And I went to this party, man, and it's like more like, you know, Chuck chill out type of vibe, man. You know, they're playing a lot of, you know, Mos Def type of music. And I mean, just deviating from the topic again, but just going into like the scene. It was a fly scene, man. First you went in there, it was kind of empty, light. They had like this whole system set up where they had like a bar, but because it wasn't like legal, you had to like go into the bathroom and buy a ticket, and then you brought the ticket to the bar and exchanged the ticket for your drinks, so it didn't look like you was buying drinks. And, you know, everybody chilling in there, man. And then they start playing records, and, you know, they start playing cool Chuck chill out joints. And then as the night go on, he start going in, right? First he start playing like some Michael Jackson, right? I wanna rock with you all night, and that start getting people to the floor. People start getting to the floor and dancing and stuff like that. And then they just started doing something different, man, where they had like brought a guitarist in, and the guitarist stepped up and started playing guitar, and the bassist start playing bass to the Michael Jackson joint, and then they like bring in a singer, and then they switch to like an instrumental, and you got like a drum line, and the guitarist and the bassist and the singer and all this other stuff, and they like playing like live music, and we're like in there dancing to the live music, and I'm like, oh, this is hot, you know what I'm saying? We going in, and then he switched to like, yo, so it was a hot night, man. I left out of there with my legs real wobbly. You know what I'm saying? Like I could barely walk. But in there, you know, I was handing out CDs in there. And I handed out a CD to this DJ named Deo Shine. I remember his name, you know. And he took it, and, you know, some people would take it home and use it as a coaster or whatever. But he emailed me the next day. And he was just like, yo, man, I get a lot of free CDs. And, you know, most of the time, them CDs is trash. But, yo, I'm not sure what I could do for you, right? But I just wanted to let you know that that shit was hot, right? And I was really feeling it. And yeah, he wasn't somebody that could give me a record deal, but yo, man, that means a lot to me anyway. You know, for somebody to take time out of their day to send me an email to say, hey, man, appreciate the music, you know? And I mean, I've had a lot of people do a lot for me just from giving music away. So it's like that free thing can, or used to be able to be like an effective tool with circulating the music, you know, so you didn't need for people to share it because you were just giving it to people and spreading it yourself. But now people aren't as enthusiastic about getting a song for free, because especially back in the days, man, you had people searching for free music. Like that was a big search query in Google. Free music, free MP3s. You know, so a friend of mine had a website called freemp3.com or freehiphopnow.com. And that website got tons of traffic just from the standpoint of people Googling free hip hop. And I had my album on their platform for free download, like thousands of downloads from people all around the world, you know? So it's like just giving away music circulated the music once upon a time, but not anymore. You know, now you say, hey, free music, and people are like, right? You almost got to incentivize people to take your music for free. So it's like the free music doesn't move it and doesn't circulate it. And if the people who are consuming it won't talk about it, then that puts the artist in a real difficult spot. Because now they're effectively dependent on curators. They're dependent on bloggers. They're dependent on playlist creators. They're dependent on gatekeepers, you know, people who run the radio stations and other established artists that will tweet and support them and whatever the hell those people want to charge them to do those things. And going back to NFTs, that can change something like that. Because the NFTs give that listener that bought the music a reason to share that music. Because now if they share the music and the artist's value grows, so too does the value of that NFT. So now by promoting you, they are increasing the value of an asset that they have and can sell for more money. So they're invested in your success now. Before, you were just a guy that they like. You were just a girl or somebody whose music they appreciated. But now, hey, I got this stock in you. And if this stock increases in value, yo, man, I now have something that could be worth God knows how much. So it completely changes the game. It's just a matter of understanding how to move and how to navigate and play it, you know, like how to structure your NFTs and what to connect to them to establish value and things to that effect. But yeah, man, it changes a lot, man. It changes a lot. Yeah. 26G hip hop. What up, bro? Says, what up, Gift? That TuneCore limited distribution hitting like a blunt, boy. Yeah, man. And I'm about to put a video up too. maybe tomorrow about like how to switch to TuneCore for everybody that keeps asking me, because it's like to switch to TuneCore, you got to be able to move your UPC code from your current distributor to a new distributor, and the $15 unlimited tier with TuneCore doesn't allow you to move a UPC code. So in order to do that, you got to be on the is it the $50 tier? I believe it's the $50 tier. I think it's $49.99, right? The $50 tier is what allows you to move a release. So if you're moving from DistroKid or something like that, you're gonna have to start off with the $50 tier, and then after the first year, you can reduce it and downgrade to the $15 tier. But to get your releases moved, you're gonna have to be on that $50 tier. Now, I mean, yeah, moving into digital distribution, man. I mean, digital distribution is highly competitive right now, where everybody kind of almost giving it away. It's becoming like a loss leader for these companies, and you wonder why. Why are they like just giving away digital distribution to some extent? I mean, for some of them, like DistroKid, right? They gave it. It's super cheap. But you can tell that they want to make more money, and the way that they're making more money, and the way all of them I feel like probably making more money, is selling your data, because it's like that's what these platforms that have like these centralized platforms that have all of these different artists using them they get to harness all of these artists' collective data. And that's what I feel like, I would like to do with the program that I'm creating as well, man. But to the artist's benefit, not to, the benefit of some corporation. So it's like the way it works is, if you have a Smartlink platform that you're using, and you have one pixel that everybody has on their Smartlinks, then when somebody runs an advertising campaign and they have people coming to their link and clicking to listen to their music on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever have you, you can have different remarketing lists set up for like every genre that each artist is in, hip hop, rock, whatever. And you now have a pixel that carries the audience of all of the artists that have been using that Smartlink, right? Or that Smartlink provider. So that's the collective audience of everybody that's using it. So now when any of the individual artists want to run an advertising campaign, rather than having to start from scratch to find an audience, they can just advertise to the hip hop audience of people that like a particular style of hip hop and have clicked through to go to Spotify. So then it's no more guessing. It's no more, do these people have a Spotify account? Do they not? Will they click on music links? Will they not? You already know. So that can save a ton of money. Even with like having the option for people to join a mailing list and running a mailing list as a collective, kind of like a label do, where you sign up for Taylor Swift's label mailing list, but you also give your email to Universal Music Group, and now Universal can send a blast out to you for any other artist on their roster, right? So if you have a pay us no mind type of situation where everybody is using the pay us no mind email client, and we segment it and have each artist has their own list, but everybody goes on the master list, then everybody can basically tap into everybody else's audience. So when somebody has a new release to push, you could blast it out to everybody on that list from the Pay Us No Mind email list, and they could send it out to their fans from their segmented list and have an RSS feed that can connect to a blog or something like that, where they can just post updates without having to like maintain a mailing list themselves. So there's like a bunch of different ways that we can go with it, man. That would be real interesting. Yeah, man. TuneCore Unlimited Distribution is all the independent artists needed. Now teach us how to drop promo for ourselves. Great master Teach me promo, oh wise one. All right. Become a member, man. Do it. Do it now. All right. Yeah, man. But data and collecting that data is becoming like the most valuable thing now, because that data can be sold. And it's basically, telling people who buys what and the interest and the type of music people listen to gives a lot of insight, from a psychological standpoint, man. And people value it and they're willing to pay a lot of money for it. But yeah, I'm going to get on up out of here. I appreciate everybody for tapping in and rocking with me, man. Word, much love to y'all. Again, we have the Pay Us No Mind program. There's links to it in the description box. There's also links to it in the chat, man, for anybody that want to join me, man. I'll probably do like a raffle and give away like a few for free or something like that, man. But yeah, as always, y'all can hit me up at Pay Us No Mind on Instagram, at Pay Us No Mind on Twitter, payusnomind@gmail.com. This is Gift signing off. Pay Us No Mind. Peace, good people. One.